There's a place in the world where people leave their doors unlocked, where mothers leave their babies sleeping in strollers outside cafes while they enjoy a warm drink with friends, where lost wallets almost always find their way back to the hands of the people who dropped them. This place exists, and it's called Iceland. In an age where fear has become a universal language, Iceland speaks another one: the quiet, steady language of trust. A small nation at the top of the world, isolated, cold, shaped by storms and long winters, yet sustained by a warm collective heart that beats as one. If you still believe there is beauty in human kindness, take a moment to like this video, because this story is for you. Iceland is a land of contrasts. Endless lava fields, steaming hot springs, blue ice caves, and winds so strong they seem to lift the earth itself. And yet, beneath all this raw nature lies something even more extraordinary, a society built not on suspicion or fear, but on trust. With just over 380,000 people, Iceland is small enough for everyone to feel like part of a community, and maybe that is what makes this place different. Trust here is not just a value, it is the invisible foundation holding everything together. In Iceland, it's common to see people leaving the keys inside their cars. Neighbors walk freely into each other's homes, just to borrow some sugar. Children stroll alone through the snow on their way to school, completely safe. This isn't naive. It is a trust built over centuries, forged by the harshness of the land. During the long winters of the past, when storms buried entire villages under snow and isolation lasted for weeks, survival depended on cooperation. People needed one another, not just to live, but to endure. And so, a culture where trust is essential was born. Iceland's early settlers, Norse, explorers, and Celtic families faced conditions so extreme that no one could thrive alone. Fields froze, volcanoes erupted, and oceans swallowed ships whole. The community had to act as one body. If someone lacked food, the village shared. If a home collapsed, everyone rebuilt it. Trust was not optional, it was the only way forward. For centuries, Icelanders gathered in an open field called Lyngvale to settle disputes through dialogue, not force. Their early legal system valued transparency and collective decision-making. This history shaped a people who believe honesty is not merely a personal virtue, it is a social responsibility. And even today, Icelanders see lying or deceiving as a weight carried not just by the individual, but by the entire community. Here, the cold did not harden hearts. Instead, it taught them to warm one another. Everyday life in Iceland reflects this. There is a phrase locals often say, "Vin treystum, hvert o umlatru." We trust each other. It's simple, but in that simplicity lies a profound truth. Trust is the default, not something earned, not something conditional. It is offered freely, a gift, not a transaction. When someone makes a mistake, Icelanders believe they deserve another chance. You see this in their justice system, which focuses far more on rehabilitation than punishment. Not because crime doesn't exist, but because Icelanders believe in the possibility of change. Maybe that's why Iceland consistently lists among the safest countries in the world. Not because danger is impossible, but because the people hold a silent agreement, a commitment to kindness, respect, and shared truth. Tell me in the comments, when was the last time you trusted someone, even without guarantees? There is something the world can learn from this. We live in a time of digital locks and endless passwords, home alarms, cameras, identity checks, and still, we feel unsafe. Iceland suggests another way. Trust does not begin with walls. It begins with relationships. When you treat others with respect and dignity, they often respond with the same. Kindness spreads, honesty multiplies, communities strengthen. Perhaps this is the true wealth of Iceland. Not its tourism, not its landscapes, but its belief in the goodness of people. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that the world still has kindness in it. Iceland also ranks among the happiest nations on Earth, year after year. And it's not because of luxury or abundance. It's because of something much simpler: belonging. Happiness here comes from knowing that, even on a remote island in the North Atlantic, you are never truly alone. People help one another. When a storm blocks a road, a neighbor takes their shovel outside. When someone loses a job, the community steps in. When a stranger needs shelter, a door opens. Happiness, in Iceland, is trust. And those who trust, live with less fear. Imagine a world where children could walk freely, where neighbors helped one another without hesitation, where we assumed the best in others, not the worst. This is not a fantasy. It is a reality lived every day in Iceland. The world feels tired lately, suspicious, divided, and maybe. As we look toward Iceland, we find a lesson we've forgotten. Trust is an act of courage. To trust is not to be foolish. It is to choose hope when fear would be easier. It is to open the door, even after the world has closed so many in your face. It is to believe, deeply, that goodness still exists within us. If this story touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to Cultures That Inspire. Because the world needs more stories that restore our faith in humanity. When you go outside today, look at someone, a stranger, a friend, a family member, and offer just a little more trust than you did yesterday. because trust grows. It spreads like warmth in winter. And maybe, in that simple moment, a small piece of Iceland's spirit will awaken inside you. May trust return to being the language of the world. This is Cultures That Inspire, where every culture reveals a lesson the world can learn.